Hello, I'm Gareth Walker and I'm here with some post-match reaction to Bradford City's 3-0 victory at home tonight in League 2 against Cheltenham Town. I just thought that we were absolutely brilliant tonight. Broken a club record, that's a 10th home win in a row. I think the previous record had been there since the 50s when we won 9 in a row. I was a little bit worried going into tonight, to be honest, given all the injuries that we've got. I think there was a list in the Telegraph and Argus this morning about all the players that were doubts or unavailable for tonight. Obviously, the main two that everyone was worried about were Patterson and Sarcevic. Patterson's still ill. We don't know how bad Sarcevic's injury is. It looked like he went off with a hamstring injury at Salford on Saturday. And given how influential those two have been since Andy Cook got injured on New Year's Day, I was a little bit worried about tonight. Cheltenham gave us a really good game down at their place earlier in the season when we drew 1-1. But blimey, we were excellent tonight. We were really, really good. One of my mates turned to me partway through the second half and said, "What a thoroughly enjoyable evening we've had tonight." It was just brilliant. Absolutely fantastic to see Bradford playing so well with so many injuries, players coming into the team and stepping up and making the case to start in the future games, all doing a job, everyone's pulling together. It's just frightening, really, because as a City fan, you don't want to get too carried away because this is Bradford City and we know that it's all likely to go wrong at some point, and it's really worrying, and it's going to be so disappointing if it does. But you've just got to try and ride the crest of the wave and enjoy it while it's happening. Graham Alexander said afterwards he doesn't want fans to stop dreaming. He wants them to enjoy this moment and talk about how well we're doing, but he needs to keep the players on the ground in the dressing room and keep the focus on just the next game and ticking the games off one by one. That's what we've got to keep trying to do. Going to Gillingham on Saturday and then obviously Tranmere the week after at home and Colchester the week after at home after that. Fortunately, after tonight, it does go to 1 game a week. I think we're pretty much 1 game a week until the end of the season, barring Easter, obviously, when we'll play Good Friday, Easter Monday. Hopefully, the players that are injured won't be out too long. I think we're waiting to hear about Sarcevic. I think he's been for a scan and we get the results tomorrow. But the players that came in tonight, like I say, it'd be unjust to single anyone out because I thought they were all fantastic. You could talk about Adaramola at wing-back, Halliday at wing-back, the defence that's been really solid for weeks now. Aidan Baldwin went into midfield at one point in the second half when the subs were made and was fantastic there. Jack Shepherd's been solid for weeks. Neil Byrne came in and didn't let anybody down. Sam Walker's had literally nothing to do in goal, really. And then going forward, I thought that Jamie Walker and George Lapsley were absolutely fantastic. They've both had to wait for the chance. George Lapsley's full debut scores 2 goals. Jamie Walker creates 2 goals out of nothing. Michael Mellon ran his socks off up front and deservedly got his second goal in 2 games. My pick, and arguably going for player of the season at the moment, Smallwood. I think we're finally seeing the Richie Smallwood that we thought that we were going to see when we signed him. He's finally being allowed to do the job that he's done for his whole career. He's not being asked to be a playmaker. He's got people running for him in midfield. I thought Cale did that job fantastic tonight. Did all the running that he needed to do for Smallwood. And Smallwood's been allowed to focus on breaking up the play and leading the team. And that's what he's done through his whole career. The goals tonight, fantastic, like I say. Brilliant cross from Adaramola for Lapsley's diving header. When was the last time you saw a diving header at Valley Parade? Brilliant. Jamie Walker creating the next 2 by pressing and charging down the clearance. Unselfishly crossing for Mellon for the 3rd. Brilliant delayed cross for Lapsley for the 2nd goal. So yeah, everything's just looking really good at the moment, and I don't want to get carried away, and I am worried about it all going wrong. It's really, really tough. Not to get excited because we know what it's like as a City fan and it is liable to go wrong. So just take it game by game. Hopefully keep ticking the games off one by one, starting at Gillingham on Saturday. Onwards and upwards with the West Yorkshire Football Show.